Yo, what's up YouTube? What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thank you guys for being here with me today. Today we are checking out Elton John with Madman Across the Water. This one has been requested for me to check out. Excited to listen to it. Haven't ever heard the song Madman Across the Water before. At least that title does not sound familiar to me. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got with Elton John right here. I actually almost picked a different song and I ran across this one instead and was like, oh yeah, you know, let's check that one out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. The other one would have been a live performance, like a more recent thing, but I figured, hey, let's check this one out. I still had it on the watch list, so let's play it today, man. If any of y'all know it, thank you for being here today and rocking out with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the description if you're enjoying the content, man. Love Johnny, or I love Elton John. I don't know why I said Johnny. I was thinking Bernie and John, so Johnny. There we go. That's their marriage name in music, Johnny. But let's go ahead and check it out. I don't know if Bernie is on this one. I know Bernie's pretty much on all the ones I've checked out before, so I'm gonna assume he is until I'm proven wrong in the wiki. Let's get into this. Here we go. Okay.
I can see very well. There's a board on the reef with a broken back, and I can see it very well. There's a joke in the noise very well. It's one of those that I told you long ago. Take my word out my mouth, and don't you know? Once a fool had a good part in the play. If it's so, would I still be here today? It's quite peculiar in a funny sort of way. They think it's very funny everything I say. Get a load of him, he's so insane. You better get your coat, dear. It looks like rain. We'll come again next Thursday afternoon. The in-laws hope they'll see you very soon. But is it in your conscience that you're after? Another glimpse of the madman across the water.
Wow, this sounds so different than any Elton I've heard to this point. Wow. I was thinking there's no way it's over yet. Back to just the acoustic.
I can see very well. There's a board on the reef with a broken back, and I can see it very well. There's a joke in the noise very well. It's one of those that I told you long ago. Take my word out my mouth, and don't you know? The ground's a long way down, but I need more. fortunes that you're after. Now the glance of the madman across the water.
Oh man, that was very interesting for an Elton John song to me. Maybe he's got more stuff like this and you guys are saying, hey, that's right up Elton's alley. To me, this is like a different side of Elton. I haven't heard this side before. And it totally gave me like a progressive rock band. Like it made me feel like Genesis, right? Like I know that's Elton singing, that's his voice, but the whole vibe of like the music and the cadence that we're getting, dude, it felt like a progressive rock band. It felt like a different, like a, you know, one of them bands like Genesis, you know, like a Supertramp, you know, those kind of feelings. Maybe more towards Genesis is how I felt with this one. Just on a shorter note, sometimes Genesis songs I've heard are like 11 minutes or whatever. But yeah, it was dope. A dope feeling. You've got a lot of different instruments hitting you, right? We've got the acoustic coming in nice and soft, which was another surprising opener to me, right? I'm used to hearing like some kind of piano. We got like an acoustic style coming in with that, and I was just like, yo, that's different. And then you get the piano kind of coming in, and then everything just kind of builds up together. There were a few points like during the chorus where it gets kind of loud. I guess it's like probably string, some kind of string, maybe stand-up bass. I don't know what it is. Really, boom, it's pretty pronounced. And I was like, whoa, right there at the end sounds dope. It's kind of like screeching, creepily violin. Not so creepy, but you know, it's got like that heightened sense playing style. Now, right here, Madman Across the Water. I was really trying to understand what's happening. Clearly, we're talking about somebody who maybe doesn't appear to be all there. They're maybe questioning their own sanity, you know, and they were talking about the nightmares, like, you know, are the windows painted black, or like, are these my nightmares, right? Am I stuck in a nightmare? He's talking about an individual who's just, you know, being called insane and stuff. So I don't know if he was maybe referring to himself, if he's projecting, if he's looking at somebody else. So we're going to see if there's any backing information that can help me figure that out. But as far as the music, I just loved the song, man. The rhythm was great on this, right? That it dropped us into. I like that. I always love when we get a building song as well musically. Where slowly other parts are kind of incorporated, right? At first it was just the acoustic, then you had the piano, and then at some point the drums kick in and you start feeling that flowing kind of beat, and it just makes you, I guess, enjoy and nod to the song a little differently as new components are added to the structure of it. So I love when artists do that, right? You get a song that kind of walks you into it, but it builds the emotion of it. So I'm a big fan of that. Let's check out Madman Across the Water. All right, guys, we got Madman Across the Water right here, released from Elton John in 1971, all right? And yep, you got Bernie on this thing with him. So maybe that's always the case, and I don't even have to wonder. Maybe they were always together. So Madman Across the Water is a song by the English singer-songwriter Elton John from his 1971 album of the same name. Since its release in 1971, it has been considered one of John's best songs. Background: Madman Across the Water was recorded in 4 days. It was going to be 5 according to John in his memoir, at which he stated, "We lost today because of Paul Buckmaster. He stayed up the night before the sessions began to finish the arrangement. I suspect with a certain amount of chemical assistance." That's funny. They then managed to knock a bottle of ink all over the only score. Oh, ruining it. I was furious. It was an expensive mistake to make, and we stopped working together for decades afterwards. Oh man, they ain't joking. But I was also quietly impressed when he wrote the whole score again in 24 hours. Even when Paul screwed up, he screwed up in a way that reminded you he was a genius. Dude, I mean, those compliments would mean little to me if I was Paul, just because if you stop talking to me for decades. But hey, man, I mean, this is their livelihood. This is their business. This is their passion. This is their artistry. I can't even begin to understand what the feelings must have been. But dang. If you were impressed, why'd you stop talking to him for decades, man? Come on. Composition and lyrics. Madman Across the Water tells the story of a man who is supposedly in a mental institution locked on a shore who doesn't know if he belongs there or not. So maybe these were visions. He's the madman across the water, right? But he was talking about he sees a boy out there like on a raft with a broken back or something. So I was like, these are just visions going on in his mind, like the insanity going on. Everyone from critics to fans have attempted to figure out who the song is about. Critics and fans have believed the song is talking about either the 37th president of the United States of America, Richard Nixon, or German dictator Adolf Hitler. Although most people believe that it was about Nixon, Bernie Taupin denied it, stating, "Back in the 70s, when people were saying that Madman Across the Water was about Richard Nixon, I thought that is genius. I could never have thought of that." Oh, okay, so that makes sense, though. That makes sense, because if there was political theater and things going on that makes you realize at the time that the American president is probably a dip, you know, that people across the water could be like, wow, what the heck is going on there? So I don't know if that was going on at the same time, but then I could see that. The way I felt personally listening to the song and not living in those times is, it made me think about the artist on stage, and maybe the way they can feel like their life becomes a circus show and they're the act, and it's a little maddening, right? I've heard other artists talk about their experiences up on the stage, and they love their fan base, but at the same time they feel so disconnected from reality sometimes and just like a puppet on strings, and it could be a little bit maddening. That's where my mind went with this as I interpret it. So if you're wondering like what some random person who didn't live at this time could feel when they hear this song, that's what I felt. Okay, so that's where my mind went with this actually while I was listening to it live, is thinking maybe he was talking about himself as an artist, and just because that can be a rather insane lifestyle, right? So I really enjoyed this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed rocking out with me on this one. I could totally see how it could be about Nixon, at the time as well. So, all right, thank you guys for being here. If you enjoyed the content, let me know by leaving a comment and letting me know what other artists you'd like me to check out, along with the title of the song. If you're enjoying the content and want to go the extra mile, become a member and subscribe on the channel. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.